Hello YouTube! Disventure Camp episode 5 has aired and I've watched it. Let's just hop right in and talk about it. I will say again, I've only watched the episode once and I just watched it. So I miss anything, forgive me. It's gonna be a busy 2 weeks. I'm gonna start with the fans. They finally won a challenge, so they had less going on this episode than typical. I don't think I'll talk about all of them, but I will touch on Aiden. He had an embarrassing moment where he said, who would believe Evie manipulated Alec, and telling that, which he thinks is a lie, to the other fans when it's the truth, and Aiden, he thinks otherwise. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. I can't. That's all Aiden really gave me this episode. But I will shout out my girl Evie. She finally performed well in a challenge. Yes, girl. Okay. Look at her. She's growing, she's evolving, I'm proud. She's still just playing along, not really acknowledging her advantage drama. So I think that's working out for her. We'll see. The one person who really is now on board with thinking that Evie has an advantage is Finn, which was really funny. He thought that she's like this great actress. Oh my gosh. Finn, you got the pie on your face. You'll learn one way or another. He was very scared in the challenge. You got to see Ara getting a little vicious with him, but Finn got in line and they were able to win regardless. But I got my eye on that. I think Finn might annoy people and that might be his downfall. He had another moment with Tom because it was the swimsuit episode. Everybody had their swimsuits on. They all looked great. Of course, Finn won the challenge. He saw brooding Tom, pissed he lost, and Finn was ready to have Tom save him from the water, so he pretended to drown. And he was pissed when Sam showed up. We got a little glimpse of Sam, like, Finn, what are you doing? So I got my eye on that. Speaking of Sam, he didn't have much to do this episode, really, besides the one glare at Tom and Finn, and whatever that situation was. So we'll see if he has future interactions with them. I forgot to mention in the last episode, Spencer acknowledged Sam's threat level, and that was like his one scene. So Sam's a lock for at least making it to a swap, but he's gonna be in the merge, a key figure there. I thought Ara had another pretty fun episode. We got to see her really being vicious, but you're kind of on her side because Olivia was trying to throw the challenge. And it's like, what are you doing? I'd smack her too. I'd give her all the energy. Ara was definitely using her evil powers for good this time around. I guess I should mention Olivia. She had a terrible episode. She's on a high because she was on the right side of the numbers. She goes in and she's trying to throw the challenge because she thinks if she can save the vote for everybody, that they'll like her again more, but all she did was really irritate everybody, and she didn't realize that. Not a good episode for her. And I was definitely not on her side this episode, but I'm still interested to see where this storyline goes. I'm kind of thinking, oh, this is gonna be your demise. But I also am still here like, was she gonna interact with Gabby at some point? So I'm not sure she's totally drawing dead just yet. Also, I think the fans might have a little winning streak, at least for another episode. But we'll see. Most of the credit for the fans winning this challenge should go to Ren, who got to show off their jumping skills as they basically breezed through the challenge. And it was a very cool moment for Ren. And Ren was also involved in the altar with Dunya. We get more of a cemented trio between Ren, Dunya, and Nura. I like that trio a lot. They got rid of all the dead weight and when that alliance first formed, so yeah, that was fun. Speaking of Dunya, I give her a lot of credit for the luck on the fans team turning around. She did an altar to try to get them to win again, and they won. So props to you, Dunya. You know what you're talking about. And she had more sweet moments with Ren and Nura. She's the one bringing them together. Again, leaning more into the Dunya and Nura ship specifically, which I'm on board with. I'm still like, okay, we kind of rushed through the enemies part of enemies to lovers, but I'm not mad. The dynamic is good, so I'll take it. Last but not least on the fans team is Nura, and she had a good episode going along with the altar. She wanted to find what was her word? I think it was purpose or something in that regard. Definitely setting up more of a storyline or of some sort of self-discovery storyline. That's the direction we were heading with Nura, and I thought that was nice. And we got to see Dunya being very supportive. I think we're gonna have fun seeing these characters kind of rise up from the ashes. But I'm glad to finally be able to just not talk about the fans too much and move on to the favorites who finally got rid of somebody. And it went exactly as I said it would. Well, not exactly, but I'd been saying from episode 1, Alec is dead. He's leaving very quickly. And that happened. First one out of the favorites team besides Aiden, but we're not getting into that right now. And I feel vindicated. I got it. I guessed it. I mean, I've been doing pretty good at guessing this season, all things considered. Alec had a good run this episode. We saw him really fighting for power. He used his steal a vote. His one weak spot was his dynamic with Anastasia. Anastasia flipped on him ultimately. And when Alec left, he takes Anastasia's words to heart, which, as you should, Anastasia has had her own parental issues. So hearing that from the child, take it to heart. And he decides to head to the motel instead of trying to come back. And it's kind of like his Disventure camp retirement. I think this is a really good ending for Alec. He is entertaining in the show, but I think he's just been burned too bad on the show for him to really stick around and for that to be a good look for him. The main storyline though was Alec versus Tom. Tom finally got one over on Alec. They went into a tiebreaker. Even though Alec is the first favorite out, I feel he can leave knowing that he's still good at the game. They didn't make him look stupid or anything. He just could not socially get a grasp on what was going on. And he got undone by another child who has parental issues. I do feel like a lot of the strategy on the favorites team was very sloppy this episode, but I think even though Alec left, it wasn't too bad for him. He could have done a lot more socially, but that's just not his character. He is very grumpy and mean. He does not get along with people. I'll move on to Tom. Alec's ender. After the first 2 seasons, Alec always fell last in Tom. Finally a win for Tom, and all the drawings around camp, they finally came to fruition this episode. They were the tiebreaker. Okay. That's good, Emily. That's good. Oh, Emily also had interns this episode. She finally got hired some help. I don't think we're gonna get like a staff storyline or anything, but good for you, Emily. I guess you got budget. Back to Tom. He had a great episode. He was feuding with Alec during the challenge, kind of siding with Benji. Tom's a big reason why they lost the challenge, because put your drama aside and do the challenge, but I'm happy they lost, so thank you. This was a good culmination of everything Tom this episode, his rivalry with Alec coming to an end, him getting to highlight his relationship with Jake, him getting to really shine and prove that he can compete, winning this tiebreaker, coming so close in the vote, only not having the majority because he had his vote stolen. Now I kind of feel like, okay, Tom can leave the season at any point and leave with his head held high. He has had a good season. Though I think we might get something more with Tom. I don't think his story's quite over, especially with the Natalia and Gabby of it all. But if Tom leaves next episode, huzzah. Okay, you got to outlast Alec, that's really all that matters. We'll see you next time they do a returning season. I have to talk about Fior. She was kind of the voice of the audience in this challenge, watching all the foolishness go down between Tom, Alec, and Benji. I lived for it. Like, yeah, they're stupid. They should be focusing on the challenge. And she was up competing. Good for you, girl. You're proving your worth. She had a few more moments with Alec, getting her last drops of that before Alec is off the show forever. And it was nice. I'm not the biggest fan of that duo, but I like that duo. So it's fun to get those little crumbs before they're split up forever. But now that Alec's gone, Fiore can finally get in the game and start playing. That's really how I feel about this. That's what I said from episode 1. I said the season for Fiore is not going to start until Alec is gone, and he's gone now. So what's Fiore going to do? I'm ready. I'm going to talk about Rosa now, and I have to walk back some stuff from last episode. I said that Rosa clocked Anastasia's breakup. I totally forgot that in the preseason interviews, Anastasia said her and Marissa are stronger than ever, and why would she lie about that? So yeah, Rosa was wrong. I think they played that scene weird. I don't know if it was supposed to be comedy or whatever, but yeah, Rosa was wrong. It was pie on her face. She messed up. Why'd she have a misread? In this episode, we see her vote Fiore and not get in with the majority. Like, you're friends with Gabby and Tom, right? Why won't they pull you in? I'm worried we're getting like the humbling of Rosa this season. Lake too. I'm not gonna give Lake her own section, but Rosa is being made out to be a fool, and I worry that might be how she exits the season, just looking foolish. But I'm also thinking maybe not being involved in this mess of an episode. Maybe Fiore, she teased, like, I'm gonna go get a number with somebody. I think she might cozy up to Rosa. And since Rosa and Lake were in the middle of this vote, that kind of sets them up for the brilliant split situation where they're the middle pair. So I guess Rosa's strategy to just go for a safe vote isn't bad, but I feel like she should have had a bit more vested interest in Alec being out. Oh well, I don't really care that much. But I hope that Rosa Maria gets to look smarter and show that she's got some strategy in her in future episodes. Maybe now's not her time. Let me talk about Allie. She found an idol this episode. It was a half idol. She found it with Benji and they split it. Allie hasn't had anything to do really since Aiden left. She's not even had a scene with anybody making amends or anything. So she just casually votes with them to vote out Alec this episode. I think they should have had a scene somewhere of Allie making amends with somebody or showing her distaste for Alec or something. We were missing that. Also, now that they have this idol thing, that's just like, okay, one of these two is about to get booted. They're getting split up. Hooray, huzzah, I'm ready for them to get split up. I do not like this Allie Benji duo. What else is there to say about Allie? She got an idol, but she's had no personal content or any sort of storyline. I'm just wondering, why are you on this season? Surely we're doing something with her. I feel like she has more potential than Benji does, but I don't know. I hope next episode we get to see her do something. I'll talk about Benji now. He has a lot more to talk about than Allie because he is terrible at challenges. Completely sucks. He did not sit out this episode because he couldn't. And he was with Tom and Alec, totally being useless and distracting them. He made a joke at the worst time, which cost them the win. Tom was all buddying up with Benji, and I wanted to smack Tom a little bit because Benji was getting on my nerves hardcore. Like, oh my god, just do the challenge and stand there. But he making matters worse with the two rivals. Just come on. This half idol, good for you. You found something. Pomni Splash. Okay, get your reference in. I'm laughing so much. Can you see me laughing? I hope the Benji fans were satisfied with his few jokes this episode. That's more than he had last episode. It's just not doing it for me. And I hope, however this idol thing shakes out, I'd rather see Allie than I would Benji. Benji is my least favorite character on the season right now at this moment. You never know how things might change. I hope to be surprised. So Spencer, he had a pretty low-key but still good episode where people just came to him telling him who to vote. And of course he sides with the villains because he's a menace. And we just get to see more of his dynamic with Bruno. Just hold still on that. We know more's coming with him. He's locked in for merge. Whatever. Now Bruno, he had about as much as Spencer did. But Spencer takes more of the control of that episode. I guess he had like his fan geek out moments where he's still like, Lake, I love you. Lake is amazing. Like, go talk to Lake then. Why you just buddied up with Spencer? It's a little annoying. He got to have his whole huzzah moment. He's flipping on the flipper, Natalia. How'd that work out for you? Egg on your face. I like Bruno's personality, but it really just feels like he was brought over to this team to be Spencer's sidekick, and I don't find that entertaining at all. I hope he gets active, because I'm bored. I think Gabby had another pretty good episode. She was kind of playing the middle in this Anastasia and Natalia feud, which I've saved both of them to talk about for last, of course. She was really getting along with Anastasia in the challenge. They were working well together. Come on, the lesbians and Rosa. Love that. After the challenge, when they're trying to gather votes, Gabby is like, we should pull in Anastasia. And Natalia's like, but Gabby, I'm glad to see Gabby. She is thinking about the game. She's counting numbers. She's like, yeah, we could use Anastasia. And I would have loved if we saw Gabby going to Anastasia. But I guess just out of nowhere, Anastasia pulled the vote out. I'm hoping in the next episode, we see a flashback or some sort of acknowledgement that Gabby did ultimately pull in Anastasia and Gabby is playing self-interested, because that's what I want to see for Gabby. That's what I've been saying. But I don't know if that's the case, and that's disappointing. Like, Gabby, you know what to do, so do it. You don't need to ask for permission. So let's just put a pin in Gabby for now. I need to see more details about how this vote went down, because there's got to be something more. It was too messy for them to not clarify more in the next episode. So Natalia, she gets confronted by Anastasia, and Anastasia's like, okay, I made a big mistake last season, letting our friendship fall apart. But Natalia is still in her head like, oh, I really did you wrong. I'm the juror who cost you the game. So she thinks she hurt Anastasia more than she did, and she does not trust that Anastasia would forgive her. So she's on the fence about Anastasia still. And we see in the challenge, she's sitting out and she's watching Gabby and Anastasia get along, and she's a little jealous. Then after the challenge, Gabby is trying to pull Anastasia in. And again, Natalia is like, I don't know about that. And at the end, everybody's dunking on Natalia. Well, especially like Tom, because they did need Anastasia's number. That's the only reason why Tom survived. So Natalia, she thought she had better numbers than she did. She got very humbled. And I'm curious to see how she'll rebound from this. I'm liking seeing her having to come to terms with the fact that she was a flipper and balance these things. I hope to see her and Anastasia get back on good terms and kind of build up a friendship. But I mean, I also don't mind if they keep the rivalry cooking a bit. But Natalia is the one in the wrong for that rivalry. So I hope to see her suck it up, become the bigger person, and make amends. I feel like this will be really key. And once I see more how this storyline shakes out, I'll be able to tell you if Natalia is going to be like the next boot or if she's going to make a run to the end. Because I think if she makes amends with Anastasia, she's probably going to run to the end, Natalia is. Now, last but not least is Anastasia. She's still the star of the show. She's been the star of the favorites team, even more so now that they're actually going to vote somebody out. I love that she just went straight up to Natalia. And I love that she's like, yeah, this was a big mistake, because it didn't need to become as bad as it did between those two. Like, it was never that serious. And Anastasia's reflected on that and she's realized it. Good for you, girl. I like that she didn't want to play it safe and just go along with Rosa and Lake for a safe vote on Fiore. She wanted to vote out Alec. She hates Alec. Props to you. And Alec really thought he like had her. Wah wah. That's what you get for thinking. After the votes are read, she just stands up out of nowhere and she's like, yeah, I voted you out, Alec. If Anastasia just did this out of nowhere, I'm gonna be mad. I'm hoping she either was snooping on conversations and overheard it, or Gabby told her, and I'm hoping we see that next episode. I'm not gonna get mad about things until I have confirmation, but it made no sense. It makes no sense if Anastasia just went out on her own and just voted randomly instead of just going along and voting the name she heard. It makes absolutely no sense. Now, personally, I do like that some people will just vote whoever, whenever, not really caring about the numbers. But that's not the game this is. And Anastasia has shown to be very game savvy, so I expect more from her. Let's just put a pin in it. I still thought this was a great episode for Anastasia. You got one over on Alec. Yes. Oh, the queen stays queen. Love her. So overall, I did think this was a very good episode. It was messy. It was messy at the vote out and at the end, but maybe with next episode, I'll feel better about it. I'm happy with the results nonetheless. Just the numbers crunching of it all. What happened here? And missing some context, missing the Ali and Benji, how are they back on the side of good after they betrayed everybody voting Aiden? Stuff like that. Could have used more context. So predictions for next episode, I think Benji is drawing dead. I don't see him making it out of this. Ali has every excuse in the world to turn on him immediately. She tried to say, no, it doesn't matter. They don't need to, but Ali's cutthroat. She already cut Aiden. She'll cut Benji. She just met him. I'd be very impressed though if Benji cut Ali. That would be something for Benji. He's got nothing right now, but that would wake Benji up a little bit and show that he's in the game. So we'll see. I do see a world where Natalia lets Anastasia get in her head and she leaves next episode. I hope not. I feel like there's a lot we could do with Natalia, but I would not be shocked if that happened. I don't see Anastasia going anywhere just yet. I feel like she's got a lot of storylines that still need to shake out a little more. I could maybe, if Rosa and Lake are mad that she flipped, but I don't think they will because they don't like Alec. I think for the favorites, Benji, Ali, or Tom. One of those three, if the favorites lose the next episode, they're gone. Now, if it's the fans, Olivia, she's drawn dead. She's doing too much. I do see the possibility of Finn leaving too, but I think it's gonna be the favorites, and I have a hard time predicting that because the favorites are gonna be reshuffled now with Alec leaving, and I like that unpredictability, but I'm not sure I can quite call what's gonna happen. If Benji leaves next, I'm a mastermind. So we'll see. So that's all for now until episode 6. Stay tuned. Bye.